Kind of an unusual story. Actors Seth Rogen and James Franco star in an upcoming movie called The Interview. And the premise of this movie is they play two journalists who are told that after or during an interview with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, they are to assassinate Kim Jong-un. And North Korea is taking this movie very, very seriously, issuing a statement where they say that the action comedy, if released, would be an act of war, and they are urging the United States to prevent the release of this film. They put a statement out through KCNA, which is the state-run news agency there in North Korea, and a foreign ministry spokesman characterized Seth Rogen as a, quote, gangster filmmaker, and is telling the United States that they are to block the film, according to a report from the AFP. They say the act of making and screening such a movie that portrays an attack on our top leadership is a most wanton act of terror and act of war and is absolutely intolerable. Now, we could say, okay, well, who cares? Well, the reason is that they are also issuing threats, and they say that the U.S., if the film is indeed released, would face a resolute and merciless response if it does not ban the film, which is slated for release later this year. What do you think, Lewis? You know, when we see this, we hear all the time, we hear these threats from North Korea. But imagine if one of these times they really get upset and do something very aggressive that leads to the deaths of Americans.
Well, I think an attack on I don't know if they could reach U.S. soil. I'll just say U.S. soil. An attack on U.S. soil by North Korea would be the best thing that ever happened in North Korea. It would finally give us a reason to go in and to free these people from their tyrannical government.
Right. They don't have natural resources, so there's never really been a kind of imperialist or resource-based impetus for starting a war there. Certainly the humanitarian crisis exists, but as we know from example after example around the world, a humanitarian crisis alone is not enough for the United States to get involved. There need to be either financial, industrial, or geopolitical reasons to do it. Let's play that out though, Lewis. Forgetting for a second about this movie, because I doubt this movie is actually going to be what starts a battle. Seth Rogen is not taking it seriously, tweeting, apparently Kim Jong-un plans on watching The Interview. I hope he likes it. Let's say something were to happen that was a catalyst for military action against North Korea. Do you really think, with the track record that the U.S. has when we go into other countries, that we could get in and out of North Korea without significant innocent civilians being killed?
That's a tough question. Of course, there are going to be civilians killed. I don't know about the numbers, but I mean, they're being killed anyway, David. They're being killed by the hundreds, if not the thousands, and put into the equivalent of concentration camps. So I don't see how it would make the situation any worse.
Yeah, I don't know. I do wonder quite a bit. You know, I wonder ultimately what's going to happen with the Cuban embargo. And I also often wonder what is eventually going to happen with the regime in North Korea. Probably not likely to be set off, radical regime change, that is, by Seth Rogen's movie. Unlikely. To be honest, I have no interest in seeing this movie. It seems pretty dumb.
I don't know. It might be funny. I mean, the actors are funny, so I hope the writing's good.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe if you see it and tell me that you highly recommend it, I would consider seeing it, but otherwise I will probably not.